Ron Harris here from MuscularDevelopment.com, along with Big Mike Cox, originally from Ohio, but now a Florida resident. Got to start. Before I get started, I want to thank Mike for joining us today. He printed out the score sheets for me. At work. He's doing commentary, so we're not just having my pictures. We got great commentary from Mike on our play-by-play thread. If you haven't checked that out on the Noble Forum, MuscularDevelopment.com. But our coverage is being brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Big show. The Tampa Pro is the last chance to qualify for the Olympia, so it tends to get some decent quality and numbers. Tim Gardner broke another record. This time he had 302 IFBB Pro League professionals competing in one show. My goodness, is this a lot of humanity, a lot of pro humanity this weekend?
It's a lot of pro cards that are on stage today. Yes, a lot of pro cards that were given away, but huge show. Tim always has huge numbers, so and they roll through this really fast. So everybody gets a good look, and let's roll.
Okay, so let's get into it. We had 4 divisions today. This is a 2-day, 2-night affair. It takes that long to get through all these pros and give everyone a fair look. So today we did the following divisions. We did figure, men's physique, classic physique, and 212. And all those but 212 also included an over 40 division that came on before the Open. So it's cool. It gives some of these chances, because a lot of these people turn pro as masters, and they're never really going to have a good chance to do well in the Open. But in an age group of their own, they have a nice chance. So we saw some guys and girls get a good look there. In the figure, the Open figure, top 2 were Nicole Zenobia-Graham and Tiffany LaPointe, based on the call-outs and where they were positioned. Any commentary on figure, Mike?
I actually thought that Autumn Swanson looked phenomenal. I really thought she was going to win the show. However, once they started moving her around, the judges kind of went with the top 2 girls
and
there.
Autumn Swanson is a women's physique, very good women's physique. I believe she's won a couple pro shows.
Won a couple pro shows with the Olympia stage, dropped down the figure. It fit her well. You know, she wasn't outclassed. It's hard because figure girls, some are hard, some aren't so hard. You don't know kind of which direction they're going. I know at the Olympia, the girls are a lot harder, so we'll kind of see, who wins here, how they go ahead and judge going forward.
As a side note, it looks like she hasn't done a lot of walking in high heels. No. So that's one thing she probably needs to work on. But yeah, beautiful woman, Brent's wife, great condition. Men's physique, top 3 based on the callouts were Anthony Woods, Carl Prendieu, and Corey Morris. My pick for the win is Corey Morris. I wasn't familiar with any of these names until today, but some fantastic physiques. This Corey guy especially, big full delts, arms, tiny waist. To me, that's what men's physique is. Some of these guys, there was a meeting last night with the competitors. I streamed that on our Facebook Live. You can still go see it. But Tyler Mannion, who is now vice president of the IFBB Pro League, he kind of gave a little warning to some of these men's physique guys. He said, you're getting too big. And you'll notice the top guys that we're picking and the top pros, they're not that big. If you want to get that big, go to classic, be a classic physique competitor. But yeah, I've seen this trend for a while. I'm glad Tyler said something.
You see a lot of men's physique guys. They're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And these are some good physiques. Like, we give these guys a lot of crap because of the board shorts. Yeah. However, I got to give them credit. They come in condition. But again, the size is starting to get a little bit over the top, which was smart for Tyler to say those guys just tone it down a little bit. So we'll see how that goes forward, though, because you can only judge what's in front of you. Right. And so if you got a guy that's really big, guys that aren't very big or conditioned, who do you choose? You choose the guys that aren't as conditioned or big, and you kind of, double-edged sword. So I think it'll take them a little bit of time to get the criteria set for these guys to kind of take notice. And again, with their arms out like airplane wings. So
Bob Chick did stop doing this, guys, with the arms out like you're riding a motorcycle.
Yeah, not very good looking. But I will say the one gentleman had the best shorts, the pink ones with the glitter.
Sparkly pink shorts.
I am getting those. I'm going to rock those ones.
Whoever you are, I can't remember the guy's name, but man, you got some balls on you, guy. So, moving into classic physique, this was a debut of Logan Franklin, who won this show 1 year ago today as a men's physique competitor. And he was doing men's physique all the way up until the Arnold Classic back in March of this year. Then he decided, it was a long time coming, but he finally decided this would be his debut as classic. And you never know how that's going to go with these guys. I thought he did really well. What did you think of Logan?
He's almost there. The Instagram pics don't translate to on stage. So the whole
Isn't that always the case, though?
They look so great in that special lighting that's filtered, but that doesn't translate to what's on here. They put them in the first call out. He was in the middle for a minute. I kind of thought that's where we were going. Eventually moved him to the side. He's got the frame for it.
Yeah.
It's just going to take some time to go from like men's physique to classic. That's a big jump. That's like going from classic to 212. That's not easy to do. Logan's got the potential, but again, it's the shows are won on stage, not Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times I get to the shows and I start bitching about the lighting, and then I'm thinking, you know what? This is what everybody really looks like. Everyone can find one spot in your house. There's a certain mirror that you have in the upstairs bathroom at 3:45 p.m. That's where you look perfect, and that's not stage lighting. But stage lighting tells the truth, and that's why a lot of times you see people on Instagram and then get to the show and you're like, huh. Also in the classic, though, we had some other great competitors. Ricky Moten Jr., great physique. I believe he's from Atlanta. Yeah. Ricky's been coming on strong this year. I've seen him at a few shows. He could almost be a 212. He's got the fullness, the really round, full muscle bellies, tiny waist, quads on this guy. We're snobs with the legs, me and Mike, and we always give special props when people have awesome quads. Ricky's got him. Also impressed with this guy from Russia, Dmitry Vorotsin. Dmitry. So Dmitry, yeah, thank you. So Dmitry, I believe, was supposed to be in I want to say the Chicago show that was at a month ago, but didn't get his travel visa in time. He was all bummed out, but he came here today. I believe this is the guy AJ and Giles have been raving about for a little while on Global Muscle. And, it's justified. This is the first time I've seen him compete. Tiny little waist on this guy, broad shoulders, his front lat spread and his front double bicep. You see this crazy taper on him. And he was working up there. He wasn't intimidated at all by the lineup. What do you think of Dimitri?
He walked out and did that vacuum, and your eyes were immediately drawn to him. This guy is what classic physique is about. We see a lot of guys on classics that they're bodybuilders competing in classic. He is classic physique. When he fills out a little bit, brings the legs up, a little more maturity, he's going to dominate this class. He looked phenomenal. AJ, you're a genius. This guy's on the rise with a Z. With a Z. But I was very impressed with this guy. You couldn't take your eyes off of him. Like, he was that good. He's still kind of, I'm sure he's kind of trying to learn his body a little bit. It's going to take a minute. But this guy has the potential to be, a top 5 Olympian.
Yeah, I believe he's only like 25 or 26. So he's got time on his side.
Baby.
Last guy I want to talk about in Classic, because he wasn't on the score sheets that we had, just a late addition to the show. A guy named Tony Harris, who was in the Masters over 40 Classic and the Open, and I think he easily swept the Masters. I didn't see anybody really giving him trouble. And he got first call out, and the way I would have had him even, the way they were positioning him, I would have had him in the middle a couple times. I thought he was that good. I don't know anything about you, Tony, but man, you're something else. What a physique on that guy. Just very complete, small waist, great shape, great condition. How do we not know who this guy is?
I have no idea. I heard him saying Tony. I just knew Tony. That's it. Yeah. Wasn't on the list. This dude shined on stage. Like, he was shredded. He was full. The Masters class, he won that. Yeah. I would have had him, compared with Ricky a little bit in the classic physique in the Open, but he had everything, man. He wasn't missing anything. He just held his poses good. He was dry, and again, his legs were shredded, and you can't beat that.
So I'm trying to figure out who's going to win this thing tonight. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I think it might. I believe it's going to come down to Logan and Ricky.
Yeah.
Logan and Ricky.
I think Logan's going to be up there. Right.
Okay, all you muscle heads out there, I know you were waiting to talk about 212. 212, really good numbers. Not a lot of big names, but the ones that were here, they were ready for war. So the guy that I totally forgot about when I was doing all my play-by-play a month ago in Chicago, and he ended up taking third, and I look like a moron as usual. John Jewett. Looks to me like he's going to win this. Where is he from? Colorado? Texas. Yeah, I just have one sheet, Hector. So John Jewett from Texas. Wow, he's lacking nothing. He's thick. He's complete. Small waist. Condition was there. The other two guys they were comparing with were Zane Watson, and I believe Zane's close to him. Zane brought it. Zane was on his game today. He was full. Dry. Grainy, everything you'd want. And Guy Cisternino looked pretty good too. But I think it's going to go to John. I think if I was a judge, and I'm a Zane Watson fan. Zane, you know this. I'm not disparaging you in any way. But I think John's just a little thicker, a little bit more complete. How do you see 212 today?
John was better than he was in Chicago. He's got a lot of dense muscle on him. When he posed, he just came alive. Thick, complete, shredded. Zane has that Rish Kaspari old school condition, that freaky, grainy look to him. he could be maybe a little more separated, but he looked phenomenal. Guy was huge. I didn't have any idea Guy was this big. The pop wasn't there. You know, there was something that was missing. But they were comparing John and Guy together with Zane on the other side. Yeah. It's John's in the lead. Tank Dixon, I'm sorry, man. You looked phenomenal. I have no idea what third call out was. Just.
I mean, he was befuddled as were we, and at one point it looked like he was going to like walk off stage, and I was like, I don't blame you, dude. He looked great. He's thick. He's shorter. He has a very short torso. I understand it's not the prettiest physique, but he packs so much muscle in that frame, and his condition wasn't like the best condition I've ever seen him in, but it wasn't far off. It certainly was not third call out.
No, he had a top 5 physique, man. Like, there's some guys in that second call out that probably should no way in hell have been called up before ahead of him. Right. But he's got so much muscle. I just looked at him and just scratched my head and wanted to go retire because he was just so big.
Guy should be winning shows like this. Guy should be winning every show like this he enters. I mean, he's that good. He's won many shows. He's been top 5 at the Olympia a couple times. So I don't know what Guy needs to do, but he's got a great physique. Something just needs to be tweaked and adjusted to put him where he needs to be. Yeah. So we are coming back in just a couple hours. Tim Gardner. That's what I love about Tim Gardner shows. He starts the night show at 4:00, so you can get the hell out of here by like 6:30 or 7. I'm not going to mention some other promoters, but I've walked out of some of their shows at like 11:30 at night, and it's like, damn it, is anything still open to go eat? But this is what I like about these 2 days. Everything starts on time, ends on time. So we're going to be back very shortly for the finals. We'll see all those divisions. We're going to see the posing routines. We're going to see the awards and what happens. So please join us. And, of course, go to musculardevelopment.com. We've got the contest photos taken by this character, Hector Mendoza. Yeah, you can hear him chuckling in the background. Those are up. We got some paparazzi pictures, and, of course, the play-by-play thread where you can see all the instant photos that I posted. You can argue with people, tell them, you're an idiot. I know more about bodybuilding than you, and I'm better at picking physiques than you are. It's great. You can have a lot of fun there. So play-by-play thread is on the No Bull Forum, musculardevelopment.com, contest photos. And we're going to be having more, throw up some interviews tonight, all kinds of content, so stay right here. Coverage brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. So for Big Mike Cox and Ronald Allen Harris, we'll see you later.